What's up, guys? I'm Josh, also known as the injury prevention guy. That's enough about me. Let's get into why I have a disc golf disc, a hammer, and a dumbbell on my table here. Let's start off with the disc. Disc golf is one of the fastest growing sports. It also happens to be one of my favorite hobbies. In disc golf, the wrist action is some of the most important movement that any disc golfer makes, whether that's on a backhand or a forehand. Wrist action is where you get the spin of a disc. Spin is everything to a disc golfer. I'm going to be going over how we can increase that strength and decrease the chances of getting any forearm or elbow pain. Next, let's go over the dumbbell. You can use really any weight that you have in your house. Dumbbells obviously work the best. This is going to work wrist flexion and extension. I will show you that right now. Find a table or some type of ledge that you can hang your wrist off. You want to hang it off far enough that you are able to get into full wrist flexion and extension. This first one we're going to be doing is wrist flexion. We want to make sure that we're feeling the stretch through the top of this forearm here and flexing all the way up and then all the way back down. Moving through that full range of motion is super important. If you have limited range of motion, just move in whatever range of motion is comfortable to you. The three important steps for this is moving through that full range of motion like I just went over, making sure that we control the movement, and making sure that while we're doing the movement, we're not experiencing any pain. If we cannot check all of those boxes, then we need to look at decreasing the amount of weight. I suggest doing this 3 to 4 times a week, starting off with 3 sets of 10 reps. Once you complete the 10 reps, switch to the other side and we'll do wrist extension. And again, making sure that we get the stretch through this top of the wrist, or top of the forearm here, and extending all the way up each time. Again, making sure that we're moving through the full range of motion, controlling that movement, and that we're not experiencing any pain while we're doing the movement. Again, if we are experiencing any of those 3 things, then we need to look at decreasing the weight that we're using. Finally, let's go over the hammer. You can use multiple other things, but I suggest the hammer. It's cheaper and it gets the job done just as well. Start off by holding your arm down at your side with the hammer facing forward. Make sure to hold that elbow nice and tight to your body and then flex up at the wrist. Making sure that we're moving through that full range of motion, that we're controlling the movement, and that we're not experiencing pain while we're doing the movement. If we are experiencing any of those things, we need to decrease the weight that we're using. If you are using a hammer, you can simply choke up on the hammer and that will decrease the weight. This movement right here is the most directly related to disc golf. So if you are looking to increase that strength and work on not having injury in the forearm or the elbow, this is one of the best exercises you can do for your wrist. After you get done with 10 of those, we're going to switch this to the back and we're going to extend up in this direction as well. Again, making sure to check all 3 of those boxes. Otherwise, we need to decrease the amount of weight. Moving through that full range of motion, controlling the movement, and making sure that we're not experiencing pain while we're doing that movement. Once you complete 3 sets of 10 of those, make sure to do both sides. We don't want uneven forearm muscles. The next one is holding that elbow at a 90-degree angle here, tightly to our side. You can hold this arm here if you want. And then we're going to extend. We're going to rotate from side to side, making sure that we're moving in that full range of motion, controlling the movement, and not experiencing any pain while we're doing that movement. If we are, we need to decrease the weight that we're using. If you are using a hammer, again, you can choke up on that hammer, and that will decrease the amount of weight that is in that movement. All right, guys, I hope you found that super helpful, going over how we can decrease injury and increase the amount of strength and spin that we get in disc golf. Guys, this applies to a bunch of different things. Any throwing sports, any hitting sports, volleyball, baseball, softball. Even if you are sitting at home, working from home, using the computer, at work a lot, texting is a big one. If you're experiencing forearm pain, elbow pain, definitely try out these 3 exercises. Again, 3 sets of 10. Let's start out there. Go 3 to 4 times a week. And we want to make sure that we're hitting these 3 keys. No pain while we're doing the movements. If we are, we need to decrease the weight. We need to move through our full range of motion. And we need to control that movement the whole time. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you found it to be useful, please like and subscribe so that I can help as many people as possible decrease the amount of pain that they're experiencing. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please drop a comment. I will get back to as many of you as possible. Thank you, guys. Let's prevent injury together.